Yo, what's good, everybody? We're back. I'm sorry, it took us a little while to drop a video. We have been busy with things and stuff like that.
Take a hiatus.
Yeah, a little small hiatus. But we are back and we are in full effect. And we are starting our reviews off again with Extraction 2. We just saw this movie the other night and we're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, what you think about it so far? What you thought about it?
I really liked it.
Yeah.
It was really, the action in this movie. If you're looking for action packed, this is it.
Oh yeah, it's full of action.
At times it gave me that feel, the same feeling I got from Raid.
Mm-hmm. I know exactly what you was talking about because I was thinking the same thing.
Were you?
I was especially at that part where this is going to be a spoiler review, guys.
Yeah.
So if you don't want any spoilers, then.
Go ahead and just cut off now or whatever.
Yeah, but yeah, I got that feeling from the Raid when they were in the prison.
Yeah,
and he was fighting through the yard.
Yes.
That's the first thing I thought about. I'm like, okay, yeah, this is kind of like the Raid 2.
That's exactly how I felt. Not just because of I think the Raid 2, that one was in a prison as well.
Mm-hmm. Part of it was in a prison.
Part of that was in a prison. But no, it had me cringing at some parts. And like the way it was shot, it was like he had a camera following him. Like I'm following him. This is some kind of, I don't know, like some kind of video game almost. Mm-hmm. And I felt everything that was happening. I'm just up there, ooh, ooh, ooh.
Yeah, it totally gets you that feeling because he was feeling it too. Because my boy was getting rocked. It wasn't like, like he was just going through there and everything was easy for him. Like, no, he was getting his issue too. He laid down that work. But those guys, they was getting with him every now and then. He had to, pick himself up off the ground a few times. Mm-hmm. But yeah, you definitely feel like the action, the tension and everything and the danger of going through that part of the jail when all those people were rioting. And I was like, I don't know how he's going to make it through this. Of course he will, but they didn't make it easy for him.
Especially that part where he got knocked out and he fell.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And I'm like, is he all right?
No, he was not all right. He was not all right. And they let you know that he wasn't all right. He had spaced out for a moment. He had to recollect himself. He got rocked in the back of his head.
Yeah.
What the movie is about is Chris Hemsworth, he plays Tyler Rake, who is a mercenary, and I guess he's good at extractions because this is the second extraction that he did. The first one ended with him falling in the water, and then you didn't know if he lived or if he died, and I think that Netflix didn't know either. They wanted to see like what the reactions were to that movie, and it's like, well, yeah, most people like this movie. It was pretty good. So yeah, we can bring him back to life. Yeah, he made it, guys. He lived.
After being, shot in the neck. He was shot in the neck.
Yeah. And he came back. So but they did give him kind of like a little recovery montage when he was, found. He was in a coma for like, I think about 9 months.
Yeah, they said 9 months.
Or whatever. He was in a coma. He had to learn how to walk again and all that other stuff. And that's when he's presented with a mission from Idris Elba. And I was surprised about that.
Too.
Yeah, I didn't know that he was in the movie at all. So it was surprising to see him there. And but the funny thing about that is, he's walking on, crutches. He's all messed up. He had to learn how to walk again. Idris come with that mission that changes everything for him because he's just like, okay, yeah, I take it. I'm like, well, how do you know you're going to be ready? Because he had 6 weeks.
I was about to say, was it 6 months or 6 weeks?
It was 6 weeks he had to prepare for that mission.
Then they had the whole workout montage, the Rocky,
I wouldn't even say it was a Rocky montage because it didn't last as long as a Rocky montage. But true. It got to the point. It's just like, okay, yeah, he messed up. He got this mission that he has to do because it's for the sister of his ex-wife.
Right.
Yeah, so I guess that was the motivation that he needed to get, himself back in tip-top condition so he can go and, complete the mission.
Why did his sister's, his ex-wife's sister, how did she get involved with this?
She was married to the brother of, those two guys, they had, drug enterprise.
Right.
And she was married to one of the brothers, and he went to prison because apparently he did something to a federal agent, and they put him in jail.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's why the guy went there to talk to the other brother and was saying, like, he wanted his brother out of jail. He said, we can't do that because, America's on our ass about what he did.
Mm-hmm.
So he offed that guy. He's like, I ain't trying to hear all that shit. We put you in this office, so, you know what I'm saying? And being that guy, look, if you're dealing with any type of crime boss, drug lord, or whatever, and he calls to come talk to you by yourself, and as you're walking, you see a guy digging a hole, don't walk into the direction of that hole. Don't walk with him, bro. How do you not know that you are not about to die right now?
These people are so oblivious and so cold-hearted that they don't think that anything is going to happen to them right away. They know it's going to happen, but they don't think it's going to be today.
I would have looked at that situation and been like, okay, one, you're not happy with me right now because I got your brother in jail. I see this hole that you digging over there, and I don't see no other reason for you to be digging this hole than to put a motherfucker in it. And I fit the description of a motherfucker that you was about to kill. So I'd be like, no, I'm not walking with you. But anyway, the brother was in jail. I think they had added 10 years to his sentence.
I heard
and that's what he was upset about. And the guy was telling him, like, we gave him all the accommodations that he wanted. He has his wife and his kids in the jail living with him.
That's what
basically
threw me off. How in the world?
He had pull like that. So I guess he didn't really care about whether or not she wanted to stay in that jail. Because it wasn't like they were living like in some type of special part of the jail that had like, certain accommodations. No, she was living in a cell.
Yeah.
Her and her two kids, they were living in a cell. And he wasn't even nice to her while she was in there.
It was horrible. That part was so awful.
Yeah. So some kind of way she got in contact with her sister, who is Tyler Rate's Chris Hemsworth's ex-wife, and they hired him to go get her out of that jail.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But anyway, he had 6 weeks to get ready. And after, rehabilitation of trying to walk and everything, he was ready.
He was ready. He was ready like he had never even left the shit.
But that's one thing about this movie, it gets straight to the point with a lot of things. I mean, there's even though it was like, over 2 hours long?
Mm-hmm. Over 2 hours.
I didn't feel the 2 hours. I was really engaged with this movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I mean, because there was a part where he was getting ready to go, and you remember when he went there, I was like, hold on, wait, is he practicing or is he there? So he was there.
He was there. He didn't need to rehearse. Right. He didn't need to rehearse that shit. My man had 6 weeks, and that's all he needed. He's like, okay, I'm going to go handle this. We good. But, he had the team with him. The lady that was in the first one with him that gives him all the missions that he's going to do.
And her brother.
Right. Was in that with him too. So he did have a team, and they did have a strategy and a plan for which they were going to go and execute this mission.
They didn't talk about that to us. We didn't know what was going on. We just know they going there.
Look, if you seen the first one, and you know why this man don't need all that. He didn't need no damn plan. He knew what he had to do. And he was the only person that went in there to do it. Like, he was good.
Because he's very direct. He's like, okay, we need to do this. All right, that's it. You follow me or you die. Or you die, basically.
Yeah. And one of the things that I really like about the movie was how it shows that things don't always go right.
Yeah.
And that he is strong and he gets out of very hairy situations. He's also put in situations to where you're like, man, I don't know how you're going to do this one. And he makes it through, but he definitely gets hurt in the process.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that they add that in there. It's like, look, yeah, my man good, he can handle himself, but, he could also get that ass rocked. So I did like that about the movie.
And that's what I like about the first. The first one did the same thing. Mm-hmm. So it's this one. But yeah, I have to agree with you on that. I do like how they get hurt.
Oh yeah, they definitely get hurt. They have some brutal ways in which people get killed and how they get injured and stuff like that, and the situations that they find themselves in. Like, oh yeah, it can definitely be brutal, and that's exactly why during that prison sequence, it felt like The Raid.
Even in that part when they were in the room and he was waiting for the bomb to blow up the door, and they were all just kind of like trying to get at him and the children.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is scary.
And that's another thing. I just couldn't beat him because the minute I would have saw what Chris did to the first few people that tried to attack his ass, I'd have been like, well, what makes me think that I'm gonna get him? Like what makes you think that you gonna win? Like these 4 or 5 people that jumped on him, both got their ass bust wide open. What makes you think that you gonna be the one to make the difference? I'd be like, okay, clearly this man knows what he's doing.
Look, let me go beat up somebody else.
Yeah, let me go. Like, there's a whole prison of people that you can go beat up. Why you gonna fuck with this one? Like you saw, first he got the gun on him. You know what I'm saying? He got all this stuff on him. It's just like, bro, we really don't need to be fucking with you right now. Go ahead on about your business. I'll participate in the prison riot and I'll get somebody there. But
I think my favorite scene was like the train scene.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. I was like, oh, I like the angles that they shoot everything.
Yeah.
Of course, I don't know what all of that is called, but it looks pretty cool.
You called it what it was, angles.
Oh, no, I'm just talking about like the camera shots and stuff like that. But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, the train sequence was actually one of the best ones too. That was full of action in that, and that my man Chris, bruh, shot down 3 helicopters with a machine gun.
Yeah.
Not regular fucking helicopters. I mean, these are helicopters equipped with Gatling guns and missiles. And they could not hit this man for shit. I'm like, I know you the man, bro. I know you got it like that. But come on, bro. You on a train going against a helicopter. All they got to do is just shoot one fucking missile at the... They don't even have to shoot it at you. They just have to hit the car that you're on and you're fucked. They couldn't even do that. Because that was like the Nagazi. They had an army, basically, at their disposal.
Yeah.
And they were not very good at what they did because they could not kill 2 fucking people or 3 people on this train. And that was, and that's another thing that, it adds to the action. I do like that. But you got 4 or 5 armed, trained, mercenary or military style attackers coming at Chris and his partner. And they both beat all of them by themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, close proximity shooting and all that stuff is like...
why wouldn't that happen? It seemed like some Call of Duty type stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's basically what he was playing. This was a Call of Duty the movie.
Call of Duty.
What it was.
I mean, would it be that easy on Call of Duty for you to shoot down a helicopter?
Yeah. There's just action all over the place,
I liked it a lot.
And the situations, man. It's like, bro, you there's many times to where he's put in a situation you're like, how is he going to get out of this? Like when he was on top of the building. And your girl,
with
she was
the glass.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah, she was sliding off. I'm just like, oh, how is he going to catch her? He went out there and catch her. He had some Thor-like abilities because when she was sliding off, he was holding on with one hand and holding her at the same time too. Didn't even break a sweat. Your boy comes up there, busts a cap clean in his fucking hand. The hand that he's using to hold on to the building, and this motherfucker does not let go. I'm like, bro, is this a Marvel movie? What are we watching right now? Is this Thor Extraction or something? I don't know what the fuck this is. But yeah, he definitely forgot that, look, you are Tyler Rake right now. You are not Thor Odinson. But
and forgive me for not knowing his name, the director of this movie, he was, he's a stunt coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
So he's coordinated stunts for Endgame and all these other movies too. So
I think this also had the Russo brothers. Had something to do with this too.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So yeah, it definitely got some good directors and everything that's knows how to make action sequences and stuff like that. But he was just in that situation. I did not know how he was going to get out of it. I'm like, bro, he shot you in the hand, and you didn't fall. And then he asked your girl, "You trust me?" I'm like, "Trust you to do what? Like, what are you about to do right now?" He one hand swings her.
What did she say?
I forgot what she said.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah. And he one hand swings her back into the building. I'm like, and then pulls himself up. I'm like, bruh, like, my man right there, I don't know who he is, but he ain't no... he must have took some super soldier serum or whatever, but yeah, he's strong as fuck.
I really like seeing a serious side of Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah,
I do. I mean, yeah, he's charming and funny and Thor and everything, but seeing him in the action film like this in a serious role,
yeah,
I mean, he played that part.
Chris Hemsworth is an amazing actor. And I think that was one of the things about Thor that I didn't like was how they just made it completely comical. And I loved Thor the most when he was serious because Chris Hemsworth really, embodies that. Like, he's a really good actor, and I think that's kind of selling him short when you make everything that he does in those movies comical.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is he's also funny as hell too.
Yes.
So he can do either or. But, sometimes you want to see a more serious tone in those Marvel films. But that's exactly what you got with this, because I don't think that there was one joke cracked from him.
Not from him.
Entire time.
I think, they had like one thing that could have been funny. But
maybe.
I think when a kid winked or something, but other than that, it was very serious.
Yeah. He played that part really well. So I enjoyed seeing him in this movie. And, but Idris Elba... I thought that he was going to have more of a role in it, but he just showed up in the beginning, and then he showed up at the end, and that was it. But, yeah, but it was still, good to see that he was in it. It was surprising. I wasn't expecting him to be in it.
And maybe, if they do another one, he'll be in it.
I don't think it's going to be a maybe. They're definitely doing another one. Which
I would love to see because, hopefully it's not horrible or anything.
I doubt it would be horrible.
The first, this one and the first one, great. I loved it.
Yeah, and I think that I actually enjoyed this one more than the first one.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, this one was... the first one was good. It was great. And this one, it definitely lived up to the first one and possibly surpassed it. It definitely surpassed it with the action. In those situations that they were in. They're very close together when it comes to that.
Okay.
So, yeah, this one was good. Good shit.
Good shit. Yes, it was.
So, if you haven't seen the first one, you should definitely check that out. I don't think you necessarily need to see the first one to understand what's going on in the second one.
Yeah.
It's just the ending of the first one.
It's just a continuation.
Yeah. But, you all should definitely check this one out. Action-packed all the way through. Yeah, it is 2 hours, but there was no point that I felt like, damn, this is a 2-hour movie. It keeps you on the edge of your seat the whole time. I would definitely give this movie a fresh.
Yeah.
I would definitely give it a fresh. It was very entertaining all the way through. It keeps you on the edge of your seat. It's a really good movie, and I really suggest that you go and watch it. I definitely recommend this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree and go to fresh. It was a lot of high energy. It kept me engaged the entire time. It didn't feel the 2 hours at all. I just saw Chris Hemsworth giving me a motivational speech on TikTok, and then next thing you know, he hit me with Extraction. And it
worked.
And I was like, God damn it, I gotta see it.
Because before that, you didn't even see the first one.
I hadn't seen the first one, and I watched it, and it was really good. I was really surprised.
Yeah. So I'm pleased with it.
Mm-hmm.
Give it a fresh. Definitely recommend y'all go check this movie out. And, you know, that's our review for it. You know, definitely a good movie.
Yes, please check it out.
Please check it out. And also make sure that you subscribe to our channel and like this video. And we will see you guys next time. Peace.